I recently had an epiphany, and it did not do well for me. It did not shed a positive light on me. And that epiphany was that I am fortunate. I'm fortunate that I get to live in my dream home. Mr. Fletcher and I, we are homeowners, and when we sought out to buy the home for us, right when we were getting married, we didn't have to settle for a temporary home or a just get the ball rolling, first time home buyer kind of home. We got to buy, we were able to purchase our forever home, our dream home. Where we live, the house in which we live, is just the style that he and I both would pick. If we could pick any house, it would be this style of house. How cool is that? As great as it is, we've been in this house over 3 years now, and I have not been living as though we are in our dream home. And I certainly have not been decorating it or keeping it, maintaining it as though it is my dream home. I'm not okay with that. It's time to course correct. So for the past month, I've been starting that journey. And the room that has kicked it off is where I am sitting. And it may be a familiar background for those of you who have been part of the Fletcher House Garden channel community. It's the dining room. I'd love to share with you what's been taking place within these four walls. Now, let me explain. I just confess that I have not been decorating, keeping, maintaining this house as though it is my dream house. And that could be confusing for those of you who have watched some of our previous episodes where I am sharing the interiors of Fletcher House. It's not that I haven't made an effort to decorate and design these rooms, but I fell into a trap. And if any of you can relate to what I'm about to explain, please let me know. I would love to hear from you in the comments. The short version of this antidote is sometimes we are foolish, and sometimes we put expectations on ourselves that no one else has communicated to us, and we punish ourselves for no good reason. That's the short of it. The longer version of it is Brad and I, my husband and I, we've been in this home for a little over 3 years. And as the new wife, the newlywed, a role I've never had before, so figuring things out as I go, I wanted to create a home, a space where my husband would be proud. He would be proud to come home and live here. But even more than that, he would be proud to invite his friends, his family, even business partners or clients here. That he wouldn't be ashamed of his wife's eccentric design style. And again, he never said anything negative to me about the way I decorate. I've been single for quite some time before Brad and I started dating. So I had had my share of apartments that I had decorated in my style because I was the only one living in those places. And there was pink, and there was a lot of things hanging on walls, and it was my jam. It was what I loved to do. And as I've gotten older and my interests have changed, my hobbies have changed, of course, my interior design style has changed and evolved as well, but a lot of it was still ringing true of sassy April, doing her thing. So why I put it upon myself that I could not be sassy April in this house is beyond me. And in fact, I'm surprised I've made it this long without pitching a fit. Then again, maybe I did pitch a fit. This hutch, purchasing this hutch is behind me. That really set the wheels in motion. Where I was realizing just how off some things were feeling in this house. There's new paint in this room. There's new curtains. The artwork has been refreshed. We've used the same frames, but some new artwork. The plates on the wall, those have just increased. They've multiplied. They've propagated in garden speak. But there are antiques and collectibles either behind me in this hutch or in front of me on tables where I've rearranged some furniture. Things that have been upstairs collecting dust in storage because for whatever reason, again, foolishness on my part, for whatever reason I had to think that they would not be appropriate here. This room feels like home. I love being in this room. I find great joy waking up in the mornings, walking down the hallway to get coffee out of the kitchen and seeing this room as I walk by. The way the light comes into this room is different now in a good way. And it just feels like I feel my parents in this room. I feel my grandmothers, my Southern Mississippi grandmothers and my aunts and uncles, our family. I feel them in this room. Even though many of them have not actually been here in person, I still feel so many memories that I have with them in here. But then I also, I have a newfound hope for the memories that we will make in this room. And for me, the measurement, the litmus test will be if people walk into our house, because the dining room is one of the first rooms that you see after you walk into the foyer. If they look into this room and they think that this room looks like us, that will be the sign of success. But I think I already have, too, another sign of success. My parents were here this last weekend because it was my birthday recently, and they were here a little celebratory weekend, and we had a meal. We shared a meal in this room. And while my husband has been here, while I have been working on this room, I don't think he's really been paying attention to everything I've been doing in this room. So for him to walk in here this past weekend and look around and say, hey, it looks good in here. that's a good sign for me, right? That's a sign of success right there. I hope this video, this episode encourages you. It's okay to lean into your dream house era. I hope you are able to lean into it. I have more things here at Fletcher House that I'll be doing, and I can't wait to share them with you. But on the other side of the screen, I don't want you to get caught up in the 2024 version of Keeping Up with the Joneses. And I think in a way that's what happened to me as a new wife trying to figure out how a home should look. Don't be overwhelmed by what you see online or even here on YouTube. Don't think that your houses have to look a certain way in order to be attractive or magazine worthy, or dare I even say viral. They should reflect you. That's a theme and a truth that I hope to reiterate time and time again on this channel. Your home should reflect you and the life that you are trying to cultivate in that place. The people you share it with, the memories you're making. That's what it should look like.